Hello, everybody. Hello. Another live stream today ahead of the holiday season, ahead of Christmas and the New Year. Let's see if we have some people in the chat room. I hope everybody is well. Okay, here we are again. And as you can see, we have a different version of RP-VERB 2. It's not going to be released this year. Early in January, we are planning this. It will have also the VST3 support. And something new is here in the envelope follower. That one responds to the input. And you also can select the side input. So you can use then the envelope follower essentially to control different parts of RP-VERB 2. So with triggering the envelope here, of course, we have the gated reverb type of things. There are still some glitches, but this is also a different size version. You can see here that you set to different sizes. We have also 200% sizes we will have on this one. Computer keyboard, turn computer keyboard off or on. These type of things are reset everything, so you can check for updates. So the control menu will be inside of the RP-VERB 2 as well, and the different user interface sizes. So one of the things is so that we have the envelope follower can be triggered by not only by the input, so that you do a audio gate, but also, for instance, with the sidechain input. So, okay, this is still, let me go to drums and percussion. This is drums and percussion. And now you can hear it is a very strange room. And in this one, I think you see here the LED activate means that it greens, then the envelope is open, and it changes the reverb length. So now it's closed. You see, once it goes back to blue, it's closed. This little thing here. And I can make it even more respond, or the other way around. And now, here the envelope controls. Let me see if it bring that one down. Also couldn't put it on the audio. Then you get the audio gate, tempo sync. Okay, this is very short. Gated reverb. So then you get some. Of course, this is cool for drum sounds. Claps. So if I put the envelope follower off, this is without the envelope follower. And now with the envelope follower. Really for these gated reverb things. So that is what is ahead. Very soon, RP-VERB 2 in January, we will have an update for this very cool, sophisticated reverb, which can do a lot more than only reverb. It has the audio reflections, ensemble, distortion is built in. So it's and this new feature here, this envelope follower, can be triggered not only by the input, clap, snare, but also the sidechain. So it's going to be very interesting. Okay, so today the subject will be BLADE-2, as you can read, and the PsyTrance. And of course, let me see when I open now BLADE-2. Give me 1 second. I'm here in the. Here he is. And so what can you do with BLADE-2 for PsyTrance? And my goal today is simply that you pick one of the presets which you think, okay, that's interesting. And then you go take it from there and changes some particular things. So for instance, what I did now in this preset, which is the very first preset in the, I think in the bank. Is simply by having the FX3, a Gator. Now, I also noticed that there is a little bug inside of it because we don't have the walking LEDs. But on a pad sound, that's the first thing you could do. And of course, you can change here the rhythm from the increase the speed. This is 1/2 speed, and now and what you also can do is now the Gator is behind the FX. You have FX1, FX2, and FX3. What you can say here by the commands is toggle the FX. So swap FX with FX2 with FX3. Then I have the Gator. Okay. Why didn't do that? Come on, don't disappoint me. I say command swap FX, swap with 2. Okay. Oh, now I did it. You see, now it's swapped 3 and 2 is now the Gator. And you have then the delay after the Gator, which is sometimes better. So any commands, some very interesting things. And this is simply a pad sound. And this is what you can do on any pad in BLADE-2. So we're discussing today about doing some PsyTrance things. And this first pad, this is the original. So I click here in the upper screen on original. This is the original pad. I added on the FX3 this Gator, and this Gator I moved from FX3 to FX2 and the delay from FX2 to FX3. So if I go back then to the edit version, so that's the really first thing you can do, is if you have a nice pad sound, you can add a Gator, for instance, and then it's better to have the delay behind the Gator. And you can see here's the Gator. There's also speed control, smoothing. Unlucky we have a little bug that it isn't walking. So you click here. The lighter ones are opening the gate. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing also may be cool. Now we have a Gator speed of which, if you see here the speed and you go in the upper, yeah, you will see here also the readout. The pop-up is 1 bar. So the general speed is 1 bar. And I could use, for instance, the modulation wheel. Let's give that a try, the modulation wheel, to change the speed of the Gator. Should be able. Let's give it a try. FX2 speed, there it is. And we can increase it 100%. Let's see if this really works. So, I'm playing now. Oh yeah, it's a bit too much. But you see here the speed changing. So, let's make that 50%. And let's see how that will go. Okay, I need to hit 50%, and I use the keyboard shift to get there. That's better. Okay, there it is. Still too much, I think. So I really need to tune it. Oh yeah, it's really very minimal steps you need, but that's something you also can do. So changing dynamically the tempo. thing, of course, with BLADE-2 is that you have the XY, which is now moving around. But you also could say, okay, let's see what is active. You see the harmonizer is activated and the oscillator. So try this preset, for instance, with the one of the components shut down. Maybe that fits better. So if I shut down now here the oscillator. The sound becomes much lighter. So now I'm trying to do things here. Or you say only the oscillator. So only by the first preset, what I did to make it suitable for a particular style is simply using a preset and change it. So the Gator is very popular in trance, and why not try the Gator on this pad sound? So that will be my first idea. And what we will do now is maybe now I have this pad, but I can go also to a different pad and do again the same. But let me first check the chat room. Okay. Yeah, hello gang. The gang is in the chat room. I hope everybody is well and that you can follow me a little bit. And so this is the first example because there was a, I think it was Pascal who had this idea to do that. He asked, yo, Rob, show some things for PsyTrance, what you can do with BLADE-2. So a pad sound is very often used as an intro or just in the middle of a song or just as a kind of FX. So let's go to a different one. Yeah, maybe I should I save this one maybe in a, so that I can save this one in the blank bank and you can use it. Let me see, 1 second. So then you could experiment yourself with this. So I will save this one, save preset in folder. I go to the empty blank folder and you can place it anywhere where you like it. Okay. And I give it a 9 Gator. Let's see if that fits. Yeah, it fits, and you can experiment, shut down the oscillator, shut down the harmonizer, and just give it a try. Do edit the Gator here, make different patterns, and then yeah, you never know where you end up. So let's go to another pad. So if we go to here to the pad sounds. Many pads, isn't it? It's very scary, eerie. Let's do the same. Okay, FX3 is free. I take the Gator. Okay, where is this baby? Here it is. So this is far more an effect sound. now you see the Gator is again behind the delay. I still can do the swapping here and say swap affix with number 2. Okay, now the Gator is here. And now the Gator is before the delay. You get a very weird, noisy sound. Let's see if I put on the oscillator. Let's see what happens if I change here the XY. Makes it interesting, isn't it? So now suddenly this pad again gets a kind of sequence type of thing. And just by moving around the XY dot or blade, the blade here, it changes the sound, and this you can record, of course. If you have a parameter, you need to record here, and then you can record it. And then you do a read only. Let's see. Now it should move around. So I did record the parameter. Oh, and I need to play it. So these are things which, for instance, also are possible with a pad sound, which maybe, and at first it simply was a very eerie sound. So I click up here, original. And now by adding the Gator, you suddenly have a useful, different sound. We use the XY, and this XY is now in live mode. You see down here, it's in live mode, which makes that if you move around, it changes the parameters which are addressed around it. The other thing you could do now, the filter, let's see what the modulation matrix does. Modulation wheel changes the high pass filter, okay? Oh, it makes it thinner. Now, what we also could do is, we have the stereo delay here, is to control more with the modulation wheel. More of the delay affix. Okay, let me see. FX1, the mix 3, modulation wheel. I'll take it a few times. So a few times I take the modulation wheel, and then I also can control the feedback. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Need to have the right FX. Here's the feedback. Okay, so now by just opening this, you hear far more delay. And the modulation wheel also controls the high pass filter, but I put that a little bit down. Cool, isn't it? And it spaces. So you could have that in the music. So that's also a very cool thing, which is done very often in PsyTrance, is to make the delays change, and you have control inside or synthesizers to control the FX. And I even could say, let's do a cross. And crosses, of course, then make it even more weird. And it continuously. And of course, you need to adjust things. could also change the tempo of the left and right delay. You see it's now a set of 1/2, 1/4 dotted, 1/4 no dotted, and half triple. So let's go to a different value. 1/4, let's see what. Okay, yes, 1/4, and yep, okay. Yeah, another thing you could do is instead of using the noise, maybe in this preset something is going on. Let's see. Harmonizer. Oh, it has some sound, but it's very soft. Yeah, that's also a cool one. So maybe I should save this one. This I call save preset as the minimal PsyPad mod wheel. Yeah, minimal PsyPad mod wheel. Okay. Okay. Yes. Now it feels in my this bank. Okay, I need to copy that. Copy preset, and I put that in the blank bank. Otherwise, paste. Minimal. Of course, I need to give it also a tagging. So, okay, this is a pet sound. It's a XY Live Spacey Gator. Yeah, of course. Has a lot of FX, bright, not really. It's a digital sound, and of course now I do apply and save, and then it's a very minimal digital type of sound. Very nice. And we had the other one, which was only using the noise. So the noise here. So that's also what you can do. Let's save this one. Save preset as noise. Yes. Here we go. So using for PsyTrance the modulation matrix, which is here, this is the modulation matrix. Use the modulation wheel to control different parts of the FX, in this case, the stereo delay. So yeah, you see we already have 3 presets. We had, of course, this one. Essentially was the based on the first preset, and then we have this. And by the way, with this one, if I go to the XY, most likely it also will change the. Yeah, that is even cooler. Yeah, cool, isn't it? Okay, let's see. And I hope you can follow me a little bit. It's all about PsyTrance and what you can do with the BLADE-2. I will make it the case that you can download these presets I'm creating this evening. So the Pet Gator, these 3 presets are ready. and you can drop them in the blank blade bank, or you can also create here your own new bank if you want. Okay, there's only one little bug in the Gator. I noticed that we don't have a walking LED. So, and the lower row is a little bit strange in responding, but that's something we need to fix. So there's always something popping up. It's but these are not big major things. Yeah, other things which are, of course, with PsyTrance is the fact that you use sequencers. And we have, of course, many sequences on board. Let me see if I go. I'm now in the bank manager. Jamal. Just take one of the Jamal presets, one of the R presets. Yeah, that's a bit PsyTrance style. So this one is not timed, so it moves up. You see the mode is free mode, which means that the movement doesn't reset if you hit a note. If I would pick here a poly, each time I hit a note, it does reset. And with the bass with the arpeggiator is of course free mode. And that's also what happens if you put on the arpeggiator, the XY always jumps to free mode because then it moves around. Now what you can do here is give it a more MIDI time based thing, which is a bit too much. And you see all the destinations here is volume and the filter frequency. So there's not that much going on. I also could shut it down. Give it a try here. Where's this one? And that's cool. You have a bass as a preset by simply adjusting a little bit here and play this one in live. You have, of course, different type of sound colors. Now I can change the sound here. Now the arpeggiator has a kind of melody. Well, what I could do is shut down the melody so that it's more like an arpeggiator. So I go here in the command, which is here. I can say reset or clear the tune row, if that is possible. Not really. All right, I just reset up A. Adjusting the sound. Now there's a lot of reverb inside of it. These are more the extra sounds which you can use as an extra, but the arpeggiator. So I'm just tweaking around now. What I did is move, instead of making the preset stay in the original shape, so click here, this is the original preset, which is maybe already good enough. I made it go to the live mode, made it shorter, and I used the XY this way. But maybe you say, okay, I like this original one, and you adjust maybe only the harmonizer with the waveforms. And a bit of the timing of the envelope. But that's of course a matter of trial and error. So just go to the ARP preset. So this is one maybe more suited as a bass. When you go to the modulation matrix, modulation wheel changes here. Also something. Oh, we still can use the modulation wheel for changing again what we did before using the FX, which is it's the delay is a mono delay. Okay, it's FX2. Feedback we change. And also the okay, FX2, the mix. It not always necessarily have to be stereo delay. It also can be a mono delay. And you pan it may be different. So you could pan the panning delay in left side and go with the original signal. Well, there's no panning in this one, but to keep it on the left. Okay. Okay, or could keep it in the middle, also possible, or simply take again the stereo. Maybe the stereo is nice for these type of things. Tape delay. Of course, I need to adjust here the FX2 because that changed. FX2, I go again to the feedback. And what also is cool, maybe to change the, I change here the mix, but maybe also cool, MIDI source to have the, okay, again, the modulation wheel, and then the high pass filter from the FX2, okay. So the high pass filter from the delay. So that it really thins out the sound. It totally gets thin. Okay, live mode. Also possible to change the envelopes. Stays long, isn't it? So let me save this one also, because I think this is also an interesting one. So you see, by using the modulation matrix connected to the FX, you can do really these very cool changes to the sound, which is very often heard in PsyTrance. Okay, save preset in folder. We go back again to the... Okay, no. I'll go a bit too far. Mod wheel. Here we go. Let's see if it fits. Could be, maybe. Yeah, mod it makes of it. Yeah, and in this preset, so I make it downloadable for you. You also could say, okay, let's change a little bit of the harmolator, the timbre. So changing here, different. Doesn't influence that much. No sub-oscillator. Make it thinner. Auto filter type. Let's see what a VERB filter does. Oh, that's weird. That's something on the filter frequency. Let me see what it is. It's done maybe here. Yeah. That's a good one. So now something changes and I don't know what is working, what is doing this, what I'm hearing here. Yeah, matrix, multi decay. That's a good one. I changed the filter, but I hear that the filter envelope is changed, but by what? So now I'm confused. Free envelope, that could well be free envelope 1, free envelope 2. No. Which one is it? Maybe here. Yeah, you see, sometimes I'm even confused in what is going on. Because this doesn't sound very good. This is better. Maybe another oscillator. I don't know where it comes from. There's a kind of modulation I cannot locate. Yes, here, if you have many options, sometimes even I lose control and see, oh, what is going on? So pitch envelope, free envelope we have here, but it's free envelope 2. It's not addressed. I don't see it here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe the slider should go more down. No. Is it this one? Well, it's still a nice sound. I mean, it's I don't know what is going on, but Yeah, this is also nice. Okay, let's save this one as well. Save preset as. Play chord. Of course, the bass was from Jamal, but I messed up a lot. Mod wheel. Play chord mod wheel 2, I think. Okay, so here we have that one, and I need to set a category. That one is good. Bright FX, yes. Apply and save. And the other one, I must give it, because I altered the sound, rename, and I'll make that one mod wheel 1. Mod wheel. So if you see mod wheel behind in the preset name, it means that this mod wheel really has a function. That was the first one, and the second one is this one. Okay, so this is what you can do with the sequencer sounds. Of course, if you have any preset, I don't think that we have the PsyTrance here is the bank from Scope, which is of course also very good bass. Typical PsyTrance sounds. Now you see the ARP has 2 speed. Change the speed. Change the pattern. Try some other. Now it was better as the original. So here already some good basic. Now this is a very nice one. Very minimal changes. But also here, if you think, okay, let's do some additional stuff, you can change again here with this preset to make it sound more personal. Add this modulation wheel to the FX. In this case, it's only FX1 used. You could use the mix of it. Modulation wheel again. And I use then the FX1. Feedback. And maybe the high pass filter. Oh, by the way, drag and drop also should be possible. High pass here. Yeah, see, drag and drop, high pass. That's also possible. Then after that, I need to pick the source modulation wheel. Let's see what happens. And I open the modulation wheel. And the modulation wheel is also addressed already here, I think somewhere, because I hear changes in the sound. So this is a very good typical and of course Scope is a producer, is a DJ who does PsyTrance. Yeah, the FX sounds. Sometimes, yeah, it's just a matter. It's a very dirty sound, this one, lead to low filter. Don't be afraid to turn the thing, so maybe you think, okay, let me change here. Very. if it is dry, I pick here reverb. And I use the XY movement the X position to control the FX1 length. You see it moving here? So the length of the reverb changes over time. Doesn't mean that this is useful, but all these weird things, yeah, sometimes you run into some happy accidents, which Bob Ross would call it. So just if you have BLADE-2, you are focusing on PsyTrance. Use the mod matrix to control the FX, and don't be afraid to simply shut down things. And so let's go to the chat room. So hopefully this helps a little bit, and maybe it's a good idea to invite Scope again in my studio, and so that we create together some presets. I think that will be a nice idea for next year, to have a session with Scope and do some PsyTrance sounds for Predator 3 and BLADE-2. Okay. Of course, I'm very good in sound design, but I'm not always get the things they are searching. So I can give you some examples from that point in what you can do, but it's not always the case that I hit a great PsyTrance sound. But I hope you get my point in BLADE-2. Great. So I'm gonna go to the chat room here, because I'm thinking and doing all kind of stuff, and okay, maybe there's a question here, so I'm checking in the chat room if there's any question. Yeah, Giovanni asked about the Avicii plug. I saw your post, but there was this plug you mentioned in this track is a guitar. What I heard is, and afterwards a synthesizer comes in. And Avicii used, so far I know, Predator and also Blue, but it's always very hard to know what it was. Maybe he used a preset, but just like me, changed it a little bit. And what you also have to keep in mind is that a sound in a piece of music always has a different feel than if you would play it solo. So sometimes a sound solo doesn't impress at all, and if you hear it in the music, it totally fits. So there's always a kind of magic going on. Yeah, PsyTrance for Predator 3 too. Yeah, we have of course some nice presets already in. Okay, 1 second. I'm hitting the wrong key here. That's me again. Where are you? No. So this is the, we have some PsyTrance for Predator 2. These are Predator 2 presets. These are typically Psy's effect sound. So we have some cool sounds in Predator 3 for PsyTrance as well. Oops, wrong. Need to go to the manager. So here the 030 bang scope PsyTrance is for Predator 2 made, but earlier there are more bangs here, down here from the original Predator. There's a lot of good presets inside of it. Also very cool things here. Yeah, sequences. Sometimes also. And we have, of course, here these trance banks. So there's not particular PsyTrance, but also trance. Yeah, so much inside. But what I mentioned, also what you can do yourself, shut down one oscillator, do something with the FX, then you get some more personal sounds and run into new sounds instead of using the preset. So the preset is also a starting point. Good, guys, we are at the very end of the live stream again. I'm not sure if I'm going to be next week live streaming because I need to install my new computer. That's a lot of work, and then I would like to stream once that is happening with the new computer. And for the ones who missed the starting point, we have RP-VERB 2. I'm working on an update, which means that you can use also the sidechain input to trigger the envelope. We have then different user interface sizes. You see here the different user interface sizes are 200%. This is the 133% size version. So that's also going to be released in January with VST3 support as well. So we are very hard in updating everything, making it VST3. And we just recently had Rawkick VST3 and Go-To VST3. So we are almost having all our plugins VST3 compatible. Good. Let's go back to the chat room, and then we go to another song from Tom Aldrich, which is in the holiday season vibe, the Christmas vibe, and I had no time yet to listen to it, so it will be a surprise for me as well. Okay, so let's go still to the chat room. Hello, guys. Where is the new normal? Yeah, so I'll let you know if there is no live stream next week. Maybe there is a live stream that will be then the last one of this year. Maybe it all goes well with installing all the new things on my new computer and that I could do the live stream from my new computer. And if we don't speak otherwise, anyhow, I wish you a lovely quality time now, lovely Christmas. And if I don't speak to you anymore, guys, a lovely jump into 2022, and then we see each other back. So, but I will let you know if there is a live stream next week or not. But so far, thanks for watching. And as mentioned, you always can watch it back in the playlist live streams. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. That's always good. And thank you for watching. And we go out with Tom Aldrich with another demo, Sugar Plumb Fairy, it's called.